Early Morning, Chapter 23. A Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction written and narrated by Mira, with artwork for the opening and thumbnail image by Cat Saturn Art on Instagram. I will have a link to Cat Saturn as well as the prior 22 chapters in the description box. Ignore my cat. She's trying to make the wallpaper on the wall a scratching post. If you're still listening, comment wallpaper. Please enjoy Chapter 23. Adrian Agreste as Cat Noir. Early morning. Paris, France. Cat Noir sighed at his box of letters as Plague grumbled in his ear about something to eat. He hadn't slept, much less de-transformed, since devouring the letter after letter Ladybug wrote him. The more he read, the clearer it became. These were never meant for him, despite being addressed to him. Oh, Ladybug. Weren't they supposed to be partners till the end? Instead, she abandoned him in a sea where all he could do is flail his arms around as he drowned in repudiation. Oh, Ladybug. The letters to Cat Noir were grim at best. Ladybug laid out her plans perfectly to him in some, but others were apologies written in smeared ink, lines repeating the same placating words like a carousel that wouldn't stop spinning. Oh, Ladybug. It wasn't supposed to end like this, but it did. And there were worse ways for it to end, but it shouldn't have been like this. Kid, Plague groaned. Please, I'm dying. Isn't being immortal one of the side effects of being a Kwami? Cat sighed, cracking another wax seal away from a letter. Dying, Plague repeated. Fair enough. Ladybug would scold him if she saw how he neglected himself while chasing after her ghost. One more letter, I promise. He wouldn't be able to handle any more than that right now. Hey, kitty. Her letters didn't always start out the same. Some of them were sloppy, some formal. She cracked puns in some and endearments in others. He'd become proficient in gauging which version of herself she'd write to him from by the introduction, literally overnight. I don't think this one will make it to you either, I'm afraid. You don't say. I almost told you today. The plan, I mean. Obviously I didn't, but I almost did. I'm almost done preparing for Emily, and I can't risk another Cat Blanc episode. You won't know what I'm talking about, but I promise you, your alter ego is something of a nightmare of mine. There it was again. Cat Blanc. Hearing that title made his insides gnarl, twisting together like a tree wreathing for sunlight after surviving a cloudy day without a drop of rain. But if I'm able to make everything right for Emily, then I might be able to make everything right for us. Post-Hawkmoth, I mean. Oh, Cat Noir. You're going to laugh when you find out who I am. I'll write you a different letter. This one's going in the box with the rest of them. Your partner, Ladybug. Emily. His mother. This was the second mention of her in Ladybug's handwriting. And Cat Blanc, his alter ego? If he had one, the general public would know, and unless he's from a different timeline. Is Cat Blanc who he'd be without Ladybug? Is that what scared Ladybug? More questions, no answers. Cat Blanc, Hawkmoth, Emily, it was all connected. Ladybug, what did you mastermind? I don't get it, Cat muttered. Get the cheese, Adrian, Plag huffed. Well, no need to stay in a goofy loop of thought as a hungry Kwame ran laps across your eardrums. Claws in. Oh, then Camembert! Plag zoomed across the room like a jet as Adrian paced out the entrails of his thoughts, knowing he was missing just one thing that tied this all together. He'd resented Ladybug's decision to not tell him what her plan was. But what if she couldn't? She clearly wanted to. Then again, it was clear she wanted to tell him her identity, but she didn't do that in the end either. She only trusted him enough to take care of her one-sidedly when it was all said and done. She also said he'd laugh when he found out who she was. Ladybug was prepared for Kat to find out she's Marinette Dupang Chang, but never breathed a word about it to her boyfriend. He didn't know if he liked that she trusted Kat over Adrian, but it was a minor detail now. At least she knew she gave a letter to Adrian. In the end, she never found the words she was willing to send to her partner via letter when she decided a final plan on her own. Cat Blanc. Hawkmoth. Emily. His father might be able to tell him more about the latter, but Cat Blanc, if he'd only ever heard about them in Ladybug's private handwriting, who could he turn to in order to learn about him out loud? Was there anyone who could lead him to an answer? Actually, there was, if she was willing. One person who could tell him about all three. It looks like he'd drop by Alex's place sooner than originally planned. He was, in her words, the new guardian, so she'd have to tell him, right? What could possibly go wrong? Thank you so much for listening. Chapter 24 is on the way. In the meantime, you can check out these other videos for more fanfiction, blah, blah, blah. If you're still listening, comment Ladybug's handwriting, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!